Welcome to Chamber Chat, the business solutions podcast designed to help your company thrive. I'm your host, Charles Stannis. Whether you run your own business, work remotely, or work for a large organization, you've probably experienced some of the challenges that working away from the office can bring. Join us as we talk about the benefits of co-working space and how it can transform your business while answering the question, is it for me? Awesome. So thank you guys so much. We're joined today with Aaron Stafford and Alex Allen from 239 Work. How are you guys doing?
Doing great.
Awesome.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, thanks for taking the time, guys. We definitely appreciate it. So co-working space, is it for you? We hear this a lot at the chamber. We hear this a lot in the business community. I mean, you've got shared workspaces, co-working spaces, pop-ups. You have your Venture X's. You name it, right? It's become a big thing. So tell us a little bit about you guys and how you got here.
Sure. All right. So this is Alex, by the way. So I guess the story starts a few years ago. So I moved down to the Southwest Florida region in 2012 and was with a software business until 2017, and then did little side venture for a year, but eventually what ended up happening was spun up a business on my own with a partner in September of 2018. And when we did that, spent about a year working, a month working from home, working from Starbucks, spending a bunch of money.
Starbucks is everyone's favorite.
Yeah, and it's packed and it's full of random people and all that.
You got the crying baby in the corner.
It's loud. Yeah. Right, so did that for a while and decided that I wanted to get back into a technology type of environment. So started looking at some of the co-working spaces that are in the area. And so visited a few of them, and what I found was that they were all fairly busy, but none of them were really focused on technology. And none of them were really engaged with their community, their members.
Mm-hmm.
So that was enough market research that we needed to do in reality. And we started looking around to open up our own space. When we started our business, we were fortunate enough to have capital, and we were trying to kind of searching for what's the problem that we're going to solve. And so this was one of the first problems that we came across. So signed a lease on a building in November, and we had a anchor tenant, Reach Moby, signed right away to take a good chunk of space and make sure that we opened up with a good culture.
People.
Yep, day one, not a library. And then February 1st, we opened our doors here at 239 Work.
Awesome. And here we are.
Yeah.
Great space, by the way. I love it. I came in, up the elevator, energy right away. People walking by, people doing their thing, people chatting. Love it.
Yeah, I guess we're about 9 months in now, since we're in November. Maybe, yeah, that's my math right there. And we have over 30 businesses that operate out of the space. We have over 100 members. So those businesses range from larger businesses, 10, 25 people. And then we have the owner-operator type of businesses as well that are in and out of the space. They're out in the field, home watch, digital, like social media management,
right.
Content creation, website design, those types of things. So kind of a mix of everything. But the key, I think, thing that they all have in common is that everybody understands what we're trying to accomplish here. That's something that we try to communicate very early on, is that we want a very collaborative, open, relaxed environment where people at some level want to be engaged with their fellow members in the space, their neighbors, whether it's their neighbor at a desk, their neighbor in an office, whatever it is. So that they can collaborate and help grow their business, whether it's just through referrals or working together. digital mortgage company working with the web design firm that's next to them to help them with their website, help them with their social media, whatever it is. That's the type of culture that we want in the community that we want here.
Right. So it's a place where people can collaborate, right?
Absolutely.
People who have problems can hopefully, lean on others who might have had those problems, and, they're kind of able to, guide them through that process, whatever that is, or whatever that looks like. So
yeah, we see a lot of that. So from just solving technical problems, like with a web application, something along those lines, or having problems scaling or whatever it is. And then we also see we have some partnerships that have formed out of the co-working space here, where 2 or 3 businesses are utilizing each other's services, each other's platforms to help them grow.
Right. So, one of the things I always hear, especially from a millennial or young professional, whatever you want to call it, if you ask them, what's the one thing you look at from your job, I always hear purpose, right? It's that sense of community, sense of belonging, if you will. And I know you touched on that, but, expand upon that a little bit more with, how that works here, and, how you see, people from, all different types of industry that wouldn't know each other or wouldn't have that relationship, and how they're able to kind of, collaborate and facilitate together.
Yeah, I mean, Aaron, you want to?
Yeah, I can touch on that. I guess first I'll give some background on myself, and might help. I'm from Boston, and I've moved down here in, I want to say 2014, 2015. And I quickly, after 2 years working at a local company down here, Gartner, moved back up to Boston, instantly regretted the cold weather, and returned back down here.
Yeah.
And yeah, I tell everybody, you can shovel snow, but you can't shovel humidity. I'm totally fine with the heat down here. But, so I got down here, and I was working for the big tech giant Salesforce. And I was working remotely out of my home, and one day my power, or not my power, but my internet went out. And so I had to call.
Oh, what do you do when that happens? You can't do anything.
It's not good. I mean, supporting a big team, and here I am, I can't work, right? It's a risk to Salesforce, me working out of my house and not having dependable internet. So, Comcast was pointing the finger at FPL was pointing the finger at Comcast, and eventually they said, hey, it's going to be 45 days until you get your internet back. So what do you do?
That's a long time.
It's a long time, yeah. It sucked, really. And so so my fiance happens to work for one of the companies out of 239 work, and she said, you should check out the workspace. And there just so happened to be an event with Florida funders one night, and I was interested in technology and startup space, and so I said, oh, this is a great event to go to. So I kind of killed 2 birds with one stone. I got the value out of going to the Florida Funders event and understanding that there are investors down here that are investing in startups like the one that I'm pursuing, and then there's also I checked out the space, and I was like, well, this is a really good fit. It's not going to cost me much to hang around here, be able to work with some of the other members of the space, bounce ideas around. So to answer your question, I mean, there are a lot of different ways you can collaborate with people. I mean, yesterday? Yeah, we had Friendsgiving, where everyone brought food in.
That's a big thing now.
It's a huge
thing. See it all over social media. Everyone's posting their pictures of their feasts, if you will.
Yeah. So I feel like I gained some pounds doing that, but the return on investment was good, because I, met tons of people that I hadn't. Everyone can sit in an office all day and work, but unless they get out and they start communicating with exchanging conversation with the people around them, there's no share of thought, or so what we're doing is we're facilitating that through different types of member events during the day, after normal typical working hours, through other events.
But if I could jump in for a second, one of the things I want to point out is, to your point of, we're facilitating things and we're running events, but the fact that Aaron and I are sitting here together, working together now on this, is a testament to sometimes you just have to show up.
Mm-hmm.
The reason that Aaron and I are a good team is that Aaron is the networker, the outgoing person. So when
you're not?
When Aaron's out in the space, and sitting in the common area, he is super tactful, and he'll wait for an opening and go and introduce himself to anybody that's out there, right? Anybody that he has an interest in meeting. I will not. I'm more of an operational, technology-minded person.
Behind the scenes?
Right, behind the scenes. I don't need the spotlight, anything like that. But by being in the same area, and yes, I didn't reach out. I may have said hi to, hey, thanks for being here, in the space, whatever. Let me know if you need anything. But outside of that, that's probably where it would have ended. But because you're in a collaborative environment, an open area where everybody's sharing the amenities, the coffee, the ping pong table, the pool table, the foosball. We don't do a lot of work here. We just have a lot of video games.
Just have a lot of fun,
right? But in all those common areas, you start to have those conversations, and you don't necessarily have to be that super outgoing type to benefit from it, because there's a mixture of personalities in here.
And like you said, it's almost like a forced interaction, right? Because you're literally almost touching elbows with people that normally you wouldn't have any idea that they even exist.
But it doesn't feel forced. It's so organic,
right?
And so that's why I'm here actually working with Alex now. I started as a member, and now we're working together.
Right.
It's really cool. That wouldn't have happened in any other kind of situation.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So what's your crowd here? What types of businesses do you guys get? From, like you said, the small guys all the way up to the big guys. I mean, I know they're all technology focused, but that's
but they're not. That's the interesting thing. Like when you define these days, I sound like an old man.
You are. You can't see him, but he doesn't have any hair.
Thank you, Aaron. But yeah, I mean, not every, but almost every business that's out there can call themselves a technology business. Like
they utilize technology.
Everybody utilizes technology in one form or another. So if we just quickly go around the outer perimeter of the building, I can rattle off. We have a real estate CRM business in here. We have a mortgage company in here. We have a medical technology business. We have Testimonial Tree, local built Southwest Florida company that is relationship management. We have the salon, Coworking head office here. We have Golf Life Navigators, which is another technology business. We have a nurse practitioner that handles medical records in here. We have Room Dig, which is an awesome example of a Southwest Florida created business from FGCU. So Jacob was in the entrepreneurship program.
Go Eagles.
Go Eagles. And so he was in the entrepreneurship program, graduated, was still operating out of their facilities because he didn't have an office and he needed somewhere to go. And so I'm involved with FGCU whenever they need me, whether it's doing mock interviews like I did that with you, Charles, once, or helping judging some of their pitch competitions for the entrepreneurship program or tech match or whatever it is. So I'm involved over there. Got connected with random people, and they said, "Hey, you need to talk to Jacob. He's here. His team is growing, and basically, he needs to."
Get to the next level. He needs space.
Start, spread his wings and grow.
I see what you did there with the Eagles. Yeah.
I try hard.
So now how many people do they have there? It's grown.
Yeah, there are like 8 people. So when he joined, there was 3 technically. I mean, his wife was doing marketing, and now they're huge. They have interns. They're constantly bringing additional people over, going back over to FGCU to mentor. And if there wasn't a space for him to go to, he, just like a lot of people, could have gone back home to wherever he came down
Right.
from. So I don't. He could have actually grown up in Orlando. I don't know, but most of the people that are going to FGCU escape the cold weather, right, to come down here. So
yeah, no, that's. I mean, you hear that a lot, and I know we talked about all the different amenities, but for you guys, if you had to pick one thing out, right, what's the best thing about this place?
I mean, other than us?
Other than you guys, of course.
The best.
That's a good question.
I mean, for me, it really is like, if you ask our members this, because we do like member spotlights and things like that, a lot of times you get like, the cold brew is amazing. Shift Coffee, by the way, cold brew, little plug there. They're awesome. Local business as well, but they'll point out some of those things.
You get a lot of use out of the ping pong table.
Right, the ping pong table. But I mean, for me, like the thing that makes warms my cold heart is when I walk out and I see just a group of people eating lunch or whatever it is.
Taco Tuesday,
once a month.
or every third Thursday we do pancakes in the morning, and they're not just. I'm trying not to curse here, so they're not just shooting the breeze, but they're actually like collaborating and talking about what they're working on and sharing ideas. I mean, to me, that's what it's about. Or when members come and they say, hey, what if we ran this type of event? I think that would help a lot of people, like getting involved and really growing the community. We just did the can drive, like the 1,000 cans. We promoted that.
Right.
We got over 1,200 cans, I think.
That's awesome.
And so a lot of our members got involved in that, but it wasn't our idea. It was one of the team members for the companies that are in here. That's something that he was passionate about. And so, okay, that's awesome. How can we help? And then we rallied together, and we not only did we hit the target, but we killed it. And we're talking about what's next. I mean, now we're working with Bill Dobman and My Shower Door on the Golisano toy drive.
Yep.
But those are the types of things, and seeing people getting involved and helping the community in whatever way is relevant. That's, to me, that's what it's all about.
Yeah. By the way, the box out there is full. We're gonna have to get another box for the toys.
There you go.
It's overflowing with toys. So
yeah, excited about that for sure.
Yeah.
So, for the people listening in who are at that next step, right? They just graduated, they're just starting their businesses, they're entrepreneurs, and they're still on the fence, right? Do I need my own space? Do I need a brick and mortar store, or can I work out of a place like this? Can I do co-working space? What do you say to them?
So I say, well, that's the beauty of the subscription economy that we're in these days. These days, I really am overall. But the benefit is, it's if you there's no long-term commitment, right? So you can sit and think and ponder and wonder and look at signing a 1-year lease on some building, or just assume that you're not ready yet, or you can just come in and sign up. We have a $7 for 7 days promotion. You don't even need to sign up for the month. You can just come in for a week.
That's really cool.
And get a feeling for the space and see what type of value you get, and we'll make sure we do some introductions for you, and you get to meet some of the people that are here. And I think that the chances are, I mean, it's not the reality is we're particularly me, I'm not a hard salesman type of person. If you want to be here, we want you here. But we don't, it's not in our best interest to have people either paying and not utilizing the space because it's all about culture, or feeling like they're trapped here and they don't want to be here. That doesn't do us any good.
Right.
Our goal, my background is in technology, but also customer engagement and customer success. And that's what I'm passionate about. And so we want people here that want to be here, that enjoy the environment. So it's a super low risk. Check it out. If it doesn't work, you find that, I thought I would leave my house, but the reality is I'd much rather sit at home and have my cat crawl over my head
in your
or
PJs.
whatever. Yeah. Then awesome, do that. That's good for you. But we have a variety of different options. We have open space. We have virtual membership, so you can be a part of the community, but you're not coming in every day, but you still get your brand out there. You still get to interact with the member events, all the way up to the private offices. So you can. There's lots of different options, and there's no long-term commitment. So you can just come and see for yourself and try it out. And
Awesome.
if it doesn't work, well, you tried.
Awesome.
And by the way, if you lead a team and you want to pop in 3 days a week, right? And you want your team members to be able to pop in and leverage the amenities and the community here, we have an offering for that too. So we're flexible. We want to make this successful for whoever based on what their needs are.
Awesome. So we've got 239 work. What's next for you guys? What's the next big thing?
Well, actually, so there are big things coming as soon as December 2nd. So just a couple of weeks away. But
Yeah, it's almost December. I can't believe it.
Right. It's crazy.
Cruising through the holidays.
Yeah. I mean, so when we started the 239 group business over a year ago now, our goal was really to give back to this region, the Southwest Florida region, that helped us grow the eMate business that we brought down here in 2012. And so, we were investing in local businesses with capital, but also with manpower and with experience and helping businesses grow that way. We are starting spinning off other entities. And so more on that to come soon.
Teaser.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of opportunity down here, but it's the economy, the ecosystem is growing and kind of stretching its legs a little bit and breaking some of the silos down. So we built this business, this space, with the thought that we can help do that, help make some of those connections, and give technology a home, somewhere in the region between Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples, somewhere for people to meet and people, to have these professional development events, where the coder group can meet, the technology partnerships can meet, and other professionals have the opportunity to market themselves and present some of their content. So we'll continue to do that, and how we've been successful in the past has been by being opportunistic. So
right.
If there's opportunities, if we're presented with the idea of opening another space, up north in the Cape or in downtown Fort Myers or wherever it is, there's a good chance that if it makes sense that we would certainly do that. If there's a technology opportunity where we can work with someone to help them grow their business, we'll certainly do that. And if we find another problem that needs to be solved, whether it's technology or it's just a service, then we're very likely to get involved in all those types of things. And that's why Aaron's here, so that he can go out and infiltrate the networks here and find some of those opportunities.
Yeah, and what's really cool is 239 Work has really set that landscape and stage, and for us to come across these opportunities, right? Without this community that we built here, it may have been a little more difficult to have spotted some of these opportunities that we're now pursuing. So I think it speaks a lot to the success of the workspace that we've opened up here with 239 Work, And there's a lot of exciting stuff to come. A lot of exciting people that we're working with that are doing really cool things. We really just want to grow the economy down here in Southwest Florida.
Yeah, make business a little bit more relevant and not so much a vacation destination for everyone.
Yeah, and there are a lot of people that vacation here, and they need to take calls every once in a while.
Right.
And then there are also people, we have a lot of snowbirds or folks that are here seasonally, and they need their consultants or they need workspace. So we have space for everybody.
Awesome. Well, thanks guys. I definitely appreciate it. For those that are looking to learn about everything that you guys going on, I know you guys do a lot of events, so if there's a way that they can find out what's going on, where do they go?
Sure. So you can go to our website, www.two39work.com. That's 239work.com. Our address is 24301 Walden Center Drive. We're in Bonita Springs. We're on the 3rd floor. We have about 16,000 square feet of space here. Come in, say hi, shake our hands. We'd love to see you. Or you can shoot us an email at info@239work.com. That's TWO39work.com.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Charles.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode of Chamber Chat. Don't forget to tune in next Tuesday for a brand new episode. You can find us on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all major podcast platforms. Don't forget to subscribe.